Have you ever noticed your cat suddenly sprinting out of the room like they just saw a ghost, even though you were just trying to give them a little scratch behind the ears? Or maybe you've spent a fortune on the fanciest organic salmon treats only for your feline friend to sniff them once and walk away with a look of pure disgust. It turns out, cats are some of the most opinionated creatures on the planet, and a lot of the things we do to show them love are actually things they absolutely despise. We think we're being great cat parents, but in reality, we might be accidentally ruining our cat's day. Today, we are counting down 14 things cats hate, and you're going to want to pay close attention because some of these are habits almost every cat owner has. We're covering everything from the way you clean your house to the specific frequency of your voice, and by the time we get to number 1, you might realize you've been unintentionally offending your cat for years. If you want to keep your kitty happy and avoid that judgy side eye, let's get right into it. Starting off with number 14, we have the dreaded belly rub. We see a cat roll over and show us that fluffy, soft tummy, and our human instinct is to reach down and give it a squeeze. In the world of dogs, a belly show is a request for pets. But in the cat world, it's often a trap. A cat's stomach is their most vulnerable area. It's where all their vital organs are located. When a cat shows you their belly, they aren't usually asking for a rub. They are showing you that they trust you enough to expose their most sensitive spot. When you go in for the grab, you're violating that trust. To them, it feels like a physical threat, which is why they often respond by wrapping their paws around your hand and turning into a fuzzy blender of claws and teeth. If you want to show them love, stick to the cheeks and the base of the ears. Moving to number 13, let's talk about strong scents. A cat's nose is roughly 14 times more powerful than a human's. They live in a world of smells that we can't even imagine. This means that your favorite citrus-scented floor cleaner, that expensive vanilla candle, or even your daily perfume can be absolutely overwhelming for them. Cats especially hate the smell of citrus, mint, and eucalyptus. These scents are so sharp to their sensitive noses that it can actually cause them physical discomfort or stress. If you notice your cat avoiding a certain room after you've cleaned it, or if they squint their eyes and back away when you lean in for a hug after putting on cologne, now you know why. They prefer a home that smells like, well, home, which usually means a neutral scent or the familiar smell of their own family. Number 12 is something that might hurt your feelings a bit, but cats generally hate being held like babies. We love to scoop them up, flip them onto their backs, and cradle them in our arms while we coo at them. However, for a cat, this is a terrifying position. Being on their back makes them feel defenseless. They have no way to jump away or defend themselves if a predator were to appear. Most cats prefer to have all 4 paws on a solid surface, or at least feel like they have an exit strategy. If your cat struggles or gets stiff when you pick them up this way, they aren't being mean. They are just following an instinct that tells them being upside down is a very bad idea. Try supporting their back legs and letting them rest their paws on your shoulder instead. They'll feel much more secure and likely stay for a longer cuddle. For number 11, we have to talk about loud noises and high-pitched shouting. Cats have incredible hearing, designed to pick up the tiny rustle of a mouse in tall grass. Because of this, loud, sudden noises are like a physical jolt to their system. Blaring televisions, vacuum cleaners, or even a loud group of friends laughing can send a cat into a state of high alert. But it's not just volume, it's frequency. Many cats are particularly sensitive to high-pitched sounds. If you find yourself using a very high, squeaky baby voice with your cat and they respond by flattening their ears or walking away, try lowering your pitch. A calm, soft, and mid-range tone is much more soothing to their ears. Coming in at number 10 is a messy litter box. Imagine if you went to use the restroom and found that it hadn't been flushed in days. You'd be pretty upset, right? Well, that's how your cat feels every time they step into a box that hasn't been scooped. Cats are incredibly clean animals. They spend a large portion of their waking hours grooming themselves. Stepping into a dirty litter box is gross to them, but it's also a sensory nightmare. Remember that superpowered nose we talked about? A dirty box smells 10 times worse to them than it does to you. If the box isn't kept clean, a cat might start looking for other places to go, like your laundry pile or the bath mat. It's not spite, it's just their way of saying the current facilities are unacceptable. Number 9 is something many of us are guilty of, and that is forced social interaction. Cats are the kings of boundaries. They like to engage on their own terms. If a cat is hiding under the bed or napping in a high corner, and you pull them out because you want to show them to a guest or because you just want to cuddle, they are going to resent it. Forcing a cat to interact when they aren't in the mood creates a negative association with you and with being handled. The best way to get a cat to be social is actually to ignore them. Let them come to you. When they feel like they have the choice, they are much more likely to be affectionate and relaxed. Now for number 8, and this one is a bit more subtle, watching them too closely. Have you ever felt like someone was staring at the back of your head? Cats feel that too. In the animal kingdom, a direct, prolonged stare is almost always a sign of a challenge or a threat. If you stare directly into your cat's eyes without blinking, they might perceive it as you being aggressive or confrontational. This is why you'll often see a cat walk over to the one person in the room who hates cats and isn't looking at them. That person is sending safe signals by not staring. To show your cat you're a friend, use the slow blink. Look at them, slowly close your eyes, and slowly open them. It's the feline equivalent of a friendly wave. Number 7 is something that happens during play, and that is using your hands as toys. It's cute when they are tiny kittens and they nibble on your fingers. But cats actually grow to hate the confusion this causes. When you use your hand to wiggle under a blanket or tap their paws to get them to play, you are teaching them that human skin is a target. Later, when you try to pet them and they bite you, you get upset. This inconsistency is stressful for cats. They prefer clear boundaries. Use a wand toy or a feather to play, and keep your hands for petting only. This keeps the relationship clear and prevents your cat from feeling like they have to stay in hunting mode whenever you're around. At number 6, we have stale food and water. We might think a bowl of kibble that's been sitting out all day is fine, but for a cat, that food has lost its aroma and probably tastes like cardboard. Furthermore, cats are instinctively wary of stagnant water. In the wild, still water is often a breeding ground for bacteria, while running water is safer. This is why your cat might ignore their water bowl, but try to drink from a dripping faucet. They hate feeling like their resources aren't fresh. Cleaning their bowls daily and perhaps investing in a circulating water fountain can take a cat from grumpy to extremely satisfied. Number 5 is overstimulation. This often happens during a petting session. One minute your cat is purring and enjoying the attention. Cats have very sensitive skin and hair follicles. If you pet them too fast, too hard, or for too long in the same spot, it can actually start to feel irritating or even painful, almost like static electricity. This is called petting-induced aggression. The best way to avoid this is to keep petting sessions short and pay attention to their tail. If it starts twitching or thumping, that's your signal to stop. Moving to number 4, we have changes in routine. Cats are creatures of habit. They find deep comfort in knowing exactly when breakfast is served, when the house gets quiet, and when you'll be home. Significant changes, like moving furniture, bringing in a new pet, or even changing your work schedule, can be incredibly stressful for them. They hate the feeling of unpredictability. If you have to make a change, try to do it gradually. If you're moving, keep their favorite bed and toys in a familiar layout to give them a sense of continuity in a changing world. Number 3 is one that many owners don't think about: being dressed up. While those little lion manes or shark costumes look adorable for a photo, most cats absolutely loathe wearing clothes. Cats rely heavily on their fur and their sense of touch to navigate their environment. Clothes flatten their fur, restrict their movement, and block the sensory input they get from their whiskers and skin. It makes them feel trapped and clumsy. Unless it's a medical recovery suit that is absolutely necessary, your cat would much rather be naked. If you see a cat go limp or fall over when you put a shirt on them, they aren't playing, they are shutting down because they feel overwhelmed. Number 2 is car rides and carrier trips. For most cats, the carrier only appears when it's time for a stressful trip to the vet. This means the carrier itself becomes a symbol of fear. The motion of the car, the weird smells, and the lack of control over their environment make for a miserable experience. You can help your cat hate this less by leaving the carrier out in the house all the time with a soft blanket inside, making it a safe zone rather than a scary box. But even then, very few cats will ever truly enjoy a road trip. And finally, we have reached number 1. The thing cats hate most that might surprise you, and that's being ignored or treated like they are low maintenance. There is a huge myth that cats are solitary animals who don't need much attention. While they aren't as demanding as dogs, cats are actually very social and form deep bonds with their humans. They hate being left alone for long periods without any mental stimulation or interaction. A bored cat is an unhappy, stressed cat. They need play, they need conversation, and they need to feel like they are a valued member of the family. If you treat your cat like a piece of furniture that just needs food and a litter box, they will eventually become withdrawn or develop behavioral issues. The surprising truth is that your cat wants your company much more than they let on. Understanding these 14 dislikes is the secret to a much deeper bond with your cat. It's all about seeing the world through their eyes, or rather, through their nose and whiskers. When we stop doing the things that annoy or stress them, we open the door for a much more relaxed and affectionate relationship. Your cat isn't trying to be difficult. They are just reacting to a world that is often too loud, too smelly, or too invasive for their delicate feline senses. Think about the way your cat communicates. They don't have words, so they use their bodies. When we ignore their tail flicks or their flattened ears, we are essentially ignoring their voice. By paying attention to these 14 things, you are finally starting to speak their language. You're showing them that you respect their boundaries and their unique biology. And trust me, a cat that feels respected is a cat that will follow you from room to room and curl up on your lap the second you sit down. Let's dive a little deeper into why some of these things are so impactful. Take the scent issue. It's not just about the smell being too strong. Cats use scent to mark their territory and feel safe. When you spray a heavy air freshener, you are essentially erasing their scent map of the house. It's like someone coming into your home and painting over all your family photos with bright, neon colors. It's disorienting. By using unscented products, you allow your cat to feel at home in their own space. And consider the loud noises again. It's not just the vacuum. Even the sound of a hissing soda can or a crinkling plastic bag can mimic the sound of a snake or a rival cat's hiss. To a cat, these sounds are biological red flags. Being mindful of the acoustic environment of your home can transform a jumpy, nervous cat into a confident one. It's about creating a zen space where their incredible hearing isn't constantly being assaulted by attack sounds. When it comes to the litter box, the hatred goes beyond just cleanliness. It's also about the location. Cats hate feeling cornered while they are doing their business. If the litter box is in a dark, cramped basement corner or right next to a noisy washing machine, your cat is going to hate using it. They prefer a quiet, low-traffic area where they have a clear line of sight. It's an ancient survival instinct. They don't want to be caught off guard when they are at their most vulnerable. Proper box placement, combined with daily cleaning, is the gold standard for cat happiness. It's also interesting to look at how these hates change with age. A kitten might tolerate being handled more than a senior cat who might have a bit of arthritis. A senior cat might develop a newfound hatred for being picked up because it puts pressure on their joints. As your cat ages, you have to be even more tuned into their body language. What they liked 5 years ago might be something they find quite annoying now. Being a great cat owner means being a lifelong student of your cat's changing preferences. The theme that connects almost all of these hates is a lack of control. Cats love to be in control of their environment and their physical bodies. When we take that away, by dressing them up, holding them tight, or forcing them to meet new people, we trigger their stress response. The happiest cat owners are the ones who act more like roommates than bosses. When you treat your cat with that level of autonomy, they reward you with trust that is truly earned. Think about the belly rub trap again. It's one of the most famous feline behaviors because it's such a classic misunderstanding of species. We think love equals hugging and rubbing. To a cat, love equals proximity and shared space. When your cat sits near you but not on you, that is a huge compliment. They are saying, I choose to be in your presence. When we try to bridge that gap with forced pets, we are often the ones breaking the peaceful moment. Even the way we play can be improved. A lot of people tease their cats during play, leading them on but never letting them catch the toy. Cats hate this. They have a prey drive that needs to be satisfied. If they hunt and hunt but never get that satisfying kill bite on a toy, they end up frustrated and grumpy. Always end a play session by letting them catch the feather or the mouse, and then give them a small treat. This completes the hunt-catch-eat cycle in their brain and leaves them feeling productive and calm. It's also worth mentioning that cats hate being yelled at. They do not understand the concept of punishment in the way humans or even dogs do. If you yell at a cat for scratching the couch, they don't think I shouldn't scratch the couch. Instead, they think this human is loud and scary. It doesn't fix the behavior, it only ruins the relationship. The better way to handle things they hate is to redirect. If they are scratching the couch, give them a scratching post they'll love even more. Positive reinforcement always wins over negative energy when it comes to felines. So take a look around your home today. Are there things you could change? Maybe swap out that citrus candle for an unscented one? Maybe commit to scooping the litter box every single morning without fail? Or maybe the next time you see your cat napping, you'll resist the urge to wake them up for a photo and just let them be. These small shifts in our behavior send a massive message to our cats. They say, I see you, I respect you, and I want you to feel safe here. The bond we have with our cats is unique because it's built on a foundation of mutual understanding. They aren't trying to be our servants, and we shouldn't try to be their masters. We are partners in a domestic adventure. By eliminating the things they hate, we make room for more of the things they love, like quiet afternoons in the sun, intense play sessions with their favorite string, and those rare, precious moments where they decide that your lap is the best place in the entire world. Cats are master communicators. We just have to be better listeners. Their hatreds are actually just signposts pointing us toward a better way to care for them. Every time they hiss at the vacuum or run from a lemon scent, they are giving us a lesson in feline biology. The more we learn, the better their lives become, and by extension, the better our lives become too. Because let's be honest, there is nothing quite as satisfying as the sound of a happy, purring cat who finally feels like their human gets them. Keep exploring the world of your cat. Every day is a chance to discover a new preference or a quirky habit. Maybe your cat hates the sound of the doorbell but loves the sound of the fridge opening. Maybe they hate being brushed but love being groomed with a damp cloth. Every cat is an individual, but these 14 rules provide a solid foundation for any cat lover. When you navigate your home today, try to imagine it from a height of 10 inches. Look at the scary corners, listen to the loud appliances, and smell the overwhelming cleaners. It's a different world down there. By making that world a little more feline-friendly, you aren't just being a good owner, you're being a hero in your cat's eyes. And even if they still give you that judgy look from across the room, you'll know that deep down they appreciate the effort. Thank you for being the kind of person who wants to learn how to make their cat's life better. Your kitty might not be able to read this or watch this video, but they will certainly feel the results of your new knowledge. So here's to fewer belly rub traps, more fresh water, and a home filled with the peaceful, happy energy of a cat who is truly understood. Your journey as a cat whisperer is just beginning, and with these 14 facts in your toolkit, you're well on your way to earning that world's best cat parent title, even if your cat still thinks you're a bit of a clumsy, oversized kitten yourself. Remember, at the end of the day, a cat's love is a quiet, steady thing. It isn't found in the elaborate costumes or the forced cuddles. It's found in the slow blinks across the room, the gentle kneading on your favorite sweater, and the way they wait by the window for your car to pull into the driveway. By respecting what they hate, you're protecting what they love, and that is the most beautiful gift you can give them. Keep watching their tails, listening to their chirps, and honoring their boundaries. Your cat has a lot to say, and now you finally know how to listen. It's often the smallest changes that yield the biggest results. A slightly cleaner box, a slightly quieter voice, or a slightly more respectful approach to their personal space can turn a problem cat into a perfect companion. We often complicate our relationships with animals by projecting our own human needs onto them. But cats don't need us to treat them like humans. They need us to treat them like cats. And being a cat is a dignified, complex, and sensory-rich experience that deserves our admiration. So give your cat a little nod of respect today. Maybe toss a feather toy their way and let them win the hunt. Show them that you've learned their secrets and that you're team cat all the way. The journey of cat ownership is one of the most rewarding paths a human can take, filled with tiny miracles and soft purrs. Celebrate those moments, avoid these 14 pitfalls, and enjoy the incredible privilege of sharing your life with a feline. They are the guardians of our homes and the quiet companions of our hearts. And now, they are finally in a home that understands exactly what they need and exactly what they hate.